Imagine sitting in with a band, somebody calls a tune, and you can just play it. Real jazz with real musicians, not reading off a chart, playing by ear, and feeling like you belong there. But right now, you feel like you're spinning your wheels and getting nowhere. You practice, you put in the time, but it still sounds like scales and exercises. Let's talk about why that is and what you can do about it, because it's not what you've been told. Here's what nobody wants to tell you. You don't learn jazz by learning more scales and exercises. It's an oral tradition. You have to learn it by ear. So you listen, you sing it, and then you find it on the guitar. That's the connection that's been missing, your ear to your hands. You probably learned it backwards, eye to hand, reading off the page, and with your ears just an afterthought, right? It's not your fault. It's what they tell you to do, but it is the problem. Here's the thing, you already know how to play the guitar. If you can play pentatonic scales and bar chords, it's all it takes to get started playing jazz. You can build on what you know. What you've got left to learn isn't the instrument, it's the music, the style. But you have to learn it the right way. For some reason, nobody told me about this. I was sure I could figure it out on my own. After all, I have a doctorate in theory. Well, eventually I did. It took years, but I did figure it out. And now it's turned into a complete method, jam-ready jazz guitar. Works on any tune, and I can show it to you in just 6 weeks. Here's how it works. There are 3 things you're doing on any tune: melody, comping, and soloing. For each one, I take you through 3 simple steps, but simple doesn't mean dumbed down. What I'm going to show you is all you need to play jazz. This is the actual foundation I use, and it's how I approach every song I play. I could walk into a gig tonight and it wouldn't just sound okay, people would really dig it. And here's the real point. By the end, you won't just know one tune better than you ever had. You'll have a method that you can use to learn dozens of standards the same way. Playing the melody with feeling, comping so it actually supports the band, taking a solo that sounds like jazz, all with very little theory. And the more you use it, the easier it gets. Now, I gotta be honest, I can show you the whole method in 6 weeks, but getting good at it takes practice. And how long depends on you. But you'll know exactly what to practice. The first level is the most important, because that's where you start sounding like jazz, and everything builds on that. The next levels don't fix something broken, it just makes it better. Here's the part that'll surprise you. You don't have to wait to sound good. Once you get that first level down, you'll know the melody, a way to comp, and a simple solo. You'll be ready to play. And one other thing, remember, we all want to play like the great guitarists, but they didn't start out playing great. They started right at the beginning, just like us, learning the melody, one scale, a basic set of chords, and then building on that. Because jazz is a lifetime pursuit. That's what makes it all worthwhile. You could have gotten there on your own. You would have done it already. I know. I spent 20 years looking for the answer. What you'll learn is the right things in the right order. Live in a small group with real feedback, including mine. And that's what saves you time and frustration. I'm Dr. George. I make jazz simple so that you can play more and think less. The doors to Jam Ready Jazz Guitar are open right now. Enrollment closes at midnight on June 3rd. So if you want in, that's your window. So picture it again. You're sitting in, somebody calls a tune, and this time you just play it. Ready to hit? Click the link in the description to find out more and start playing jazz the way you think it ought to sound.